take away from me, the bigger I become. The more you take away from me, the bigger I become. What am I? The more you take away from me, the bigger I become. The whole. Evil. Yes, the more you take away from me, the bigger I become. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? Once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years. Do you want to answer? The letter M. Minute. M-I-N-U. Moment. M. Do you get? The next. What has ants but cannot clap? What has ants but cannot clap? As a matter of fact, 2 ants actually. A short and a long. A short and a long ant. Thank you. That's what. What is a very short and a long? A clock. Thank you. What goes wetter the more it dries? It gets wetter the more it dries. It gets wetter the more it dries. It's over. Are you sure you're not Are you sure you're not cheating? Oh yeah. Keep your files safe, but I'm not a local. A drive. Put your hands together. What has a neck but no hand? A neck but no hand. What has a neck but no is there? Call his name for me. What's your name? How many times you go every the last one for this round. Yeah. What has many teeth but cannot bite? It has many teeth but cannot bite. Let me show you stick. A comb. Put your hands together for that. Teeth. And now. No, it's not done. Now this one is related to your course, data analytics, and it's a riddle. And this one too is related to, at least this one you should do better. Data analytics. We are starting with data analytics now for this round. I clean messy numbers, remove duplicates, and prepare data before. Yes. I clean messy numbers, remove duplicates, and prepare data before analysis.
Excel.
I clean messy numbers, remove duplicates, and prepare data before analysis. Let me give you a hint. Data what?
Data cleaning. Data transformation.
Data cleaning actually, but time up. Should we increase the seconds?
Yes.
15 seconds. 15 seconds. That means the first one is out. We are starting again. Yeah. So give it to them. I turn raw facts into meaningful insights for businesses. I turn raw facts into meaningful insights for businesses. What am I?
Data analysis.
Thank you, data analyst. I help developers find and fix mistakes in their code. What am I? I help developers find and fix mistakes in their code. What am I?
Bug fixer.
Hmm?
Bug fixer.
Bug visa. Or it sounds like bug visa.
No. Yeah, I say I am developer. Debugger.
It's actually not a bug visa, it's a debugger. So it's not correct.
It stands now.
No, it doesn't count.
Ah. It's the same
It's same
thing.
thing.
Yes, now. Bug fixer.
So if you want to say it in a web development term, you say bug visa. Thank you.
It's the explanation of
Next question, it doesn't count. It's a debugger, bro. I store organized information in table with rows and columns. What am I? I store organized information in tables with rows and columns. What am I?
Microsoft Excel.
Nope. I store organized information in table with rows and columns. What am I? Database. Developers write me using language like Python or JavaScript to build applications. What am I? Developers write me using language
Code.
Put it together for you now. I visualize data using bars, lines, and pie charts to make trend easier to understand. What am I?
That's right.
Dashboard. Say it very well now.
Yeah, that's right.
I am a hidden mistake in a program that caused unexpected behavior. What am I? I am a hidden mistake in a program that caused bug. Put your hands together for him. Clap very well for them now. I help analysts summarize large data sets quickly using rows, column, and calculation. What am I? I help analysts summarize large data sets quickly using rows, columns, and calculation. What am I?
Microsoft Excel.
Is something inside Microsoft Excel.
Dashboard.
Spreadsheet. I allow multiple developers to work on the same project without losing changes. I allow multiple developers to work on the same project without losing changes. What am I?
GitHub.
Nope. I allow multiple developers to work on the same project without losing changes. Version control. Yep. I am a language developer used to communicate. Now. I am a language developer used to communicate with database. What am I? Language developer. I am a language developer used to communicate with database. What am I?
R.
Language developer used to communicate
Python.
with database.
Python.
Database.
SQL.
Time's up. Yes, the last one for you.
What was that?
SQL now. I test whether software works correctly before users can access it. I test whether software works correctly before users can access it.
Tester.
Nope.
System tester.
Nope. I test whether software works correctly before users can access it. Quality assurance. They are testers. Yep. So for the last round, this answer only begins with, the answers to these questions only start with letter, sorry, give me a sec. Only start with letter A. This is the final round. The answer to this question only starts with letter A. Who's going first? They're going first. The web development are going first. Put your hands together for them. Clap now. What do we call a story about someone's life written by themselves? What do we call a story about someone's life written by themselves?
Photography.
Can we
Autography.
answer for them?
Eh?
Can we answer?
Say it very well now. This one you can answer for another person. Your time.
Can we?
Time's up.
Autobiography.
Autobiography. Autobiography. Thank you. And they actually got the bonus. There's bonus for this. That means they have the score instead of them. Give it to them. What do you call a vehicle that flies and carry passengers?
Aeroplane.
Put your hands together for them. Clap for them now. What do we call a person who performs a movie on the stage?
Artist. Actor.
Why are you? I don't like it now. What do we call a person who performs in a movie or on the stage?
Artist now. Eh?
Is the time up? Time is up.
An actor.
And this one, I see artist, I see actor.
Did I say anything?
Yes.
It is because you guys are talking. That's why I say you people should calm down. I didn't tell you are wrong or you are correct. You have your free will to choose if either it's artist or actor. And you said artist again. So what is it? You repeated artist now. It's the audience that is confusing you. You are saying artist, you are saying actor. You heard actor, you said actor again.
I don't hear. I have seen what is I mentioned.
So why did you keep saying artist? What do we call a sudden feeling of fear or worry?
Anxiety.
Anxiety. What do we call a group of letters forming a word? What do we call a group of letters forming a word?
Alphabet.
There's some people that is cheating actually. And most of the cheats come from the web development. It's actually very, very obvious. But it's fine. Alphabet. Next. You got it now. You said, I'm not telling that you are cheating, but it's okay. Okay, sir.
You are just.
Sorry. What do we call a person who travels in space? Space. What do we call a person who travels in space?
Astronaut.
Astronaut. How many do we have now? For each person? 3. Put your hands together for them. They really tried. Put your hands together for them. Now, I want to ask general question now. Apart from Cresdig, who is the next person?
Okay. Yeah.
Apart from Cresdig, name other 2 brands that Cresdig or apart from Cresdig.
Cargo.
Okay.
And city sector. Cargo.
Time up. Do you know it?
Are you asking them?
Yes. Do you know it? This one we can have a bell from inside for data analytics or for them. You can have a bill. You can come say it if you know it.
Like you need to know.
Yes, now apart from Cresdig job, we have other two brands. Come and say it if you know it. Ah,
Cargo and 3 years.
3 years. Put your hands together for me. Are you data or? We have come to the end of this session. Please put your hands together for them as they go have their seats. Thank you so much. Please help me carry the chair to the appropriate place. Help me with the chair to the appropriate place. Thank you. Put your hands together for them as they are working on the results. Thank you so much for. We are going to have the loser for this TWB 2.0, and they will be the loser for the month, and the winner will be the winner for the month. So if data analytics wins, that means data analytics wins all the way for this month. And if it is web development, both backend and web development, that means you are the loser for the month, or you are the winner for the month, as we are still waiting for the scores. So our speaker is actually here, and thank you. So our speaker is here, and we are going immediately after the results. We are going immediately into the lecture. Then after the lecture, we are going to have the challenge. I hope you guys are prepared for the challenge. We have 7 contestants for the challenge. You people like money, you don't even know the gates, but then again, I hope you are prepared for this challenge. So we have 7 contestants for this program. Is the result ready, sir? We are still waiting for the results. What happened? The second one. Oh, okay. I understand.
Welcome to Adifu.
Oh, my God.
Line in.
Are you done? Now put your hands together for Mr. Dapo for the results. Okay.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I'll be announcing the result now. So for the first part, the web design has 3/10, while the data analysis has 3/5. So that was the first part that you gave them, 3/5. Data analysis has 2/5. So for the reason for the redo part, the web design has 2/5, while the data analysis also have 2/5. So for the letter A aspect, so the web design has 1/3, while the data analysis has 3/3 plus a bonus mark. So general question is 1 for data analysis, and general question for web design is 0. So the total for web design is 6 over 14. So for data analysis is. So that's 8/14. So which makes the data analysis the winner of this challenge. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The winner for the week for the month. Can I shout? Can I hear you shout your cause? You are not supposed to win. This energy is too low for me. I said the winner for the month. Can I hear you shout your cause? Put your hands together for your representative. And put your hands together for this guy, most especially. Put your hands together for Donito. Thank you so much. Coming up next is the director. One house. Thank you. And put your hands together for the representative from the web development. So put your hands together. They tried. It's not easy. Now, coming up next is the director to talk about our speaker. Put your hands together for the director, please.
Good morning, everyone. You are welcome to TWB 2.0, featuring the team from learners to professionals, story of tech founders who have built from nothing to the top. This is going to be our team for this edition. And this section is designed to inspire, educate, and explore learners to the real journey of tech founders who started with little or no experience, but grew into successful professional and innovations in the tech space. And today we are going to be exploring, let me say our speaker is going to be telling us about tech founders, most especially in Nigeria, like the founder of Paystack, which we all know Paystack, which is Ezra Olubi and Shola Akinlade, and someone like Inyoluwa Aboyeji, the founder of Andela, and also co-founder of Flutterwave, and some other founders of tech or founders of startups in Nigeria and even outside Nigeria, and which we are going to be learning from their journey. Now we are also a learner. How can we be like them? Before, they are also a learner. They start from somewhere. They start like us. And how can we get inspired from their own journey to shape our own journey as well? We can learn from theirs just to build our own future as well. Because we as an individual, we can also build even more than what they've built. We have more problems to solve. And from these, we can just know that from what I'm learning, I can also solve this kind of problem. There are many problems in our communities which we can use our knowledge to solve. And from these, you are going to know that since they are also human beings and they can do this, and people are even using their product in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, all over Africa, and even outside Africa. And they are also, we have Yoruba among them. We have those that are not Yorubas. And you also, as a Yoruba or another tribe, you can know that, no, since I have someone like me that can build something like this, I can build even something more than that. These are what we are going to be learning from their stories. And this is going to be like an eye-opener for us, just to know that we have a long way to go, and we can even do more than what these people have done. And our speaker for today is going to be in the person of Mr. Wasiu Ahmed Adetayo. Mr. Wasiu Ahmed Adetayo is a seasoned professional with a diverse background. As a certified business analyst, product manager, and scrum master, he has developed a unique blend of skills that enable him to drive business growth, manage products, and lead teams and agility. Sorry. He currently serves as a higher technical officer at Federal Polytechnic Ayede, a role he has held since 2022. In this position, he has applied his technical expertise to drive innovation and support the institution's mission. Throughout his journey, he has developed strong problem-solving skills, effective communication, and leadership ability. Join me in welcoming Mr. Wasiu Ahmed Adetayo.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. I'm quite honored and humbled to stand before all of you today to discuss a topic that is long overdue. This is something we ought to have known even before we started our education in the first place. Because it is only when we understand the topic we are about to talk about today that we can begin to pick out the essence of learning. So today, I will have more focus on the learners. That is you. You're going to be my concern. We are going to draft, some learnings from those who have achieved successes. We've seen them. They've done so well. They've made this country proud. I think we need to appreciate all of them. There are a lot of them that have done wonderfully well, despite all these challenges we all complain about. We talk about our broken infrastructure. We talk about lack of electricity. We talked about how our education is not really giving us what we think we need. But despite all these odds, these guys have done notably well. They've represented this country very well. And this means that there's nothing we cannot achieve. And this means there's nothing that can stop us from being who we intend to be. There's nothing stopping us from achieving more than they have achieved. So I will be talking more of what we don't know about them. The stories is there. All of us, we get into tech for some reasons. Maybe it's for the money, maybe it's for the fame, maybe it's for the recognition, maybe it's for the awards. But behind all of these things that we see today, what sacrifices did they really pay to get all those things done? To become, globally recognized, to build unicorns, to have, a system that was acquired for more than $200 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And they are just like us. Fortunately enough, they are Nigerians like us. So that means we don't even have any excuse to fail. We don't have any reason to fail. So I'll be talking more about the stories of tech founders. How did they become tech founders? Is it just something that happened out of the blues? But before I proceed, I need to commend the initiative of TWB, which is Tech Without Borders. Of course, before, access to tech was quite difficult. But right now, the Cresdig job is trying to see how they can really remove these borders. And when I say borders, I mean the boundaries, those challenges, the barriers that really want to stop you from getting access into these things. So they are working hard day and night, looking out for possible challenges, roadblocks that we might have to hit along this journey. So I'll be talking more about what they experience and why it pays to really be a professional. Nobody is going to hire a learner. In fact, I tell you this thing, you have to put it down. Before we have this quote, we say, you do your best and do what? And leave the rest. No, that's not acceptable anymore. You've got to do your best and do the rest. You've got to do your best and do the rest. Because without doing the rest, you won't have any evidence you've ever done anything. So the mantra has changed. The time has changed. It's no longer doing your best and leaving the rest. You do your best, you do the rest yourself. That's the only way you can have evidence. You need to have your proof. So when you do your best and you say you are leaving the rest, for who do you leave the rest? I ask you, for who do you leave the rest? So today, the discussion is going to really touch some of us in a way we don't really expect. We'll begin to relearn. We begin to learn new habits, new things we've got to do to become a better version of ourselves. But before, I have to tell you the results so that you can get this motivation, so that you can begin to see, oh, I am getting somewhere, even though if it is becoming uncomfortable. You know, they say no pain, there's no gain. If you go for an exercise, you go to gym, of course it's going to become difficult, painful, but if you can endure, the pain, then you have a good story to tell. And that's the only way you can have impact. I want all of you to have impact. If you assure me that you're going to become professionals, I can assure you there's a lot of jobs you can take out there. People run after professionals today. They run after them. They ask for them. Anyway, they tell us, what's your price? They change the rule of interviews for them. Even when they say, I'm not available, they say, no, please tell us, young man, when are you going to be available for this interview? Some of them are not even being interviewed at all because they already have proofs. So they are looking out for you. They're asking you, how much do you get paid where you work now? Let's go straight to the point. You say, okay, I think I get paid 1 million naira. You say, no, we're going to give you 5 million naira. Are you willing to come on board? I think that is who you really want to be. And that's part of the fruits of becoming professionals. So the professionals are not just people who hunt for jobs. Jobs hunt for them. Most of them go into consulting. Okay, I don't have all the time. I've got a lot of things to do. So it's okay, but I think I can consult for you for 2 months so that I can I can help you through some structures, and that's just the end. And you get paid for that. So if you really want to build generational wealth, these are some of the benefits you get from becoming a professional. You need to be a professional. All these tech founders, I can tell you for free, they are all professionals at what they do. Before you become a founder, of course, there's a time you're working to get experience, to get exposure, to understand how systems work. But when they move past all of these things, they begin to see in the broken chain. They felt like, no, I am going to fix all of these things. And fixing it today is why we hear about them. So they fought through hunger, they fought through depression, they fought through loneliness. Sometimes they felt depressed. Like, why is this thing not working? And why am I telling you all these things? Because I know you're going to get there too. You'll get a point when you hit the deep, when your learning becomes very, very uncomfortable. You feel like, I don't understand this thing. What is going on? Of course, when you start it, you feel like it's easy, it's simple, like an ABC. But I tell you, there's a lot of things you have to learn going forward if you really want to be a professional. If you really want to be a professional. So I ask you today, what is your dream? Why have you come out to say, I want to learn? What skill have you picked? You need to ask yourself all of these questions. And until you are able to answer these questions, you will not be able to endure what will come in the next few months. Part of what you need is going to be patience. Part of what you need is going to be what? Patience. In fact, Elon Musk said it. He said patience is a virtue. It's quite difficult, but I'm learning patience now. Elon Musk, of all people, he's saying patience is difficult, but I'm learning it because it's a virtue. It is part of what you need. So let's come back to what is your dream. I ask you, brother. I ask you, sister, what is your dream? Why do you want to learn this skill? If you don't have a dream, you can begin to think about it now. Why am I here in the first place? What do I tend to pick out of these things? So if you have answers to that question, you've seen the vision of what you intend to build. And what is your dream? In simple words, your dream is simply what stops you from sleeping. Dreams is not what you see when you sleep. It's what keeps you awake. What keeps you awake. What keeps you awake is your dream. So that when others go to bed, you're still standing, you're still ruminating, you're still looking for solutions. What has kept you awake? Your dream. But somebody is sleeping, looking for his own dream. So what is going to keep you awake is that dream you have. And of course, when those dreams come to you, you felt like, can I do this? And I'm going to give you a code that will help you out. You know, sometimes you have this self-doubt. This man is telling us we can be the best version of ourselves. We can have our own impact. So that even while we are here or we are not here, the world will read about the impact we make. You can imagine when somebody is still here and they can tell about his impact. How do you feel? If you like that feeling, that means you need to be a professional, not just a learner. Of course, you're starting from learning, but you need to move past being a learner. You need to become a professional. So my duty today is to take you from a learner or an ordinary learner to an extraordinary professional that is sought after throughout the entire world. Somebody we can beat our chest and say is a son of the soil. Sometimes the problems they face might just be just one sometimes. And one thing about it that I so love is while doing all of my research, trying to see how I can pick you from being a learner that you are to becoming a... All of these Nigerians, all of them, some of them finished from Nigerian universities also. I know quite a large number of audience. We also have the same education. We have a university degree, or we are pursuing our degree. You know, they've had all these things. We don't have any excuse to fail. We should have reasons to succeed, not excuse. So you need to give yourself reasons. I don't know your story. I know you fight a lot of distractions. There are distractions everywhere. Sometimes it is financial distractions. Sometimes it is emotional distractions. Sometimes it's psychological distractions. You've got to fight all of these distractions for you to become that professional. So that being said, so you can see that CWB is really a good innovation that is trying to see how we can remove the borders. And that is why it is Tech Without Borders. How we can remove the barrier, how we can remove the roadblock so that we can get access to becoming the professional that we want to be. So part of the tech founders that you will hear about today, they are being celebrated, of course. So I'm not going to talk about most of them. I will mention their names. I will mention the app they've built that, in fact, is available worldwide to worldwide users, not just Nigerian users. When you talk of Paystack Nigeria, you know, people who built it, Shola, Akinlade, and Ezra, they did wonderfully well. I listened to their speech. The guy is a funny person. In fact, when I go through comments, I hear people talking about his sense of humor that is always happy. In fact, he doesn't see life as quite difficult. He says, oh, and that's good. And they moved from being a learner to becoming professional. Somebody who now built Paystack that was later acquired by Stripe for $200 million US. I think someone to help me out. How much is that in Naira? Please, how much is that in Naira? Because sometimes we don't know how much, we are talking about when we go in millions, in dollars. So how much is that, in Naira? 1 billion Naira? I think more than 270 billion Naira. One of us, so I want to bring it to our understanding now. One of us built an application, a system, a software that was acquired for more than 270 billion Naira. Let me move to another tech founder. Olugbonga Agbola also built Flutterwave. And you know what Flutterwave also does? They also try to solve payment problems. Sometimes what some of these people look at is we're having an issue. And instead of running away from that issue, they decide to say, no, I have to solve this problem. They were interested in solving the problem. They were interested in fixing problems. You talk about InterSwitch founder, Michel Elegbe. You see all these names you hear today. You can see they sound so native. You know that they are of us. So what excuse do we even have? In fact, we have more resources than some of them do today, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, we have more resources than they do. So we've got to use all of these resources that we have. I'll help you out to identify these resources you have. The ones you don't have, you will be able to see, okay, how can I get this? And what are the necessary things I need to embark on this journey? The journey is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So don't be lied to. It is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not something you finish in two weeks. You say, now I'm a professional. Now I'm a professional. No, you don't become a professional in 2 weeks. But if you force AI enough, maybe AI can approve of that for you. Because sometimes AI even likes to please you sometimes. Sometimes you say AI, you're stupid. And AI says, I'm sorry, So So if you place it high enough, maybe I can help you out and say, yes, if you are forcing, this hard truth on me, that I should tell you that you can make it in 2 weeks, it's okay. You're already making it. So, but if you want to, swallow the bitter truth that will cure all of these ailments, all of these problems, you need to know it takes time to build something meaningful. You talk about Tosin and Yolanda, just of recent. His news is everywhere. Money point story is everywhere. Different narratives. In fact, there were issues around, is he telling lie or is he saying the truth? Anyway, that is not what I'm here to talk about. He also is a mechanical engineer. He finished from Obafemi Awolowo University. He wasn't even a tech person initially. He was a mechanical engineer, but he decided to solve a problem. He has interest in software. He had interest in software. He, together with his co-founder, Felix, built an hub to help businesses out, banks generally. They built an app to help banks, and at some point, there's one of these banks that said, okay, we don't even think we are going to need your service anymore. So, of course, that should have, sent them back to the village. They refused to go back to the village. They felt like, I think there's more money in the informal sector. Because we were working for banks, we were building hubs for them. Those who build a hub, are they learners or professionals? They are professionals at what they do. They're professionals before. So, and that is why you see professionals, they don't have any limits, unless you limit yourself. They don't have any limit. You become a professional, you are a weapon. You are going to be sought after every time. At some point, you don't even want to attend to calls because people will come with different offers. I have people around me that they've always been jumping from one job to the other. They jump from this job, you see, they are no more here, they are now somewhere else. Now they are living life on their own terms and conditions. That is the reality. In fact, we are lucky today that we have all of these examples. If not, we might not believe that you can make money in tech. But now you can see even the stories in the news. Everybody is talking about it. So that is exactly who we want you to become. We want you to become a professional, not somebody who is just a learner, who learns to acquire knowledge. Let your learning not lead to knowledge, let it lead to actions. They learned simple stuff. At some point, it was getting complex, they refused to run away. Then they use that same knowledge now to build companies. We can do the same too as well. You talk about Paga Nigeria, you talk about Piggyverse. What did they do? They looked at the traditional way of saving money. People keep money inside Kolo. They felt like, no, we can have something like this as a digital application, as a digital software. They built it. So what are they doing? They identify the problem in our own society. They're not looking for Americans to come and do it for them. They say, no, we are going to fix this problem. And they learned, they have the knowledge, then they allow the knowledge to transform into actions. So they build something out of what they've learned. Another tech founder, Femi Aluko, Chowdeck. I know some of you use it a lot. So without Chowdeck, that means some persons will go hungry. Food delivery, Chowdeck. Do you know how much they've made? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So all of these people are they are no longer native. They are becoming, globally recognized. They have this global recognition. So that's part of the beauty of becoming professionals. Then I will tell you the price they've got to pay to become a professional, to become globally recognized, to get all of these awards and recognitions. So you cannot begin to make up your mind. Is this for me? Do I really need this recognition? Do I want people to mention my name? Do I need to tell someone, prove somebody wrong? Somebody in my family that is saying, we already know, we have written your fate. I need to prove somebody wrong. Maybe that is even your own point. All of us can have different reasons. It might be financial freedom. I want to have money. Like this wahala is just too much. And I don't want to steal. Okay? If that resonates with you, you want to fight poverty and finish it. You want to win over poverty, maybe that's your reason of saying, I want to become a learner so that I can become a professional. Okay? So we talk about Chowdeck. We also have people who have built ULesson or Conga, talking about Sim Shagai. So these are applications today that if you can't find it on my phone, you find it on someone else's phone. As a teacher or anybody who is into education would know what ULesson is. Before he was in e-commerce, and later he decided to build an application that can help students learn comfortably at their own comfort. I want to also talk about Adekoke Olubusi, who built Helium Health. Helium Health. And what is this app all about? It's an health management system. You know, when you go to banks today, most hospitals don't have an health management system for their patients. Sometimes they've got to shuffle through physical files, looking for your files up and down. And if you have another appointment, there are instances where they will tell you the person who attended to you is not around, so you've got to wait. So if I'm a new doctor, for example, I can't just go and check your records and see what your medical history record is like, so that I can know what to administer for you. So he built an health management system that is available to seamlessly track payments, billing, health records, and the likes. Also, we have Tope Awotono, the founder of Calendly. In fact, I never knew Calendly was built by a Nigerian. I never knew Calendly. Most online booking systems use Calendly. I don't know if you have it on your phone too. If you want to book an appointment, you use Calendly. So this is something that is built by Nigeria. So I'm saying we've got to be proud of ourselves. If we can find people in our midst, despite all these challenges, and they're able to build big things. Do we have any excuse? Let me ask you. Do you think we have an excuse? We don't have an excuse. And that is the reason why I decided to talk about Nigerians, tech founders. So that you don't mention about, when you mention this name, they have electricity now. That place, internet, let's come back home. We've seen people in our own country who have solved our own problems. And they've solved it fantastically well. Fantastically well. So all you need is sometimes the curiosity. Where am I going? Where am I heading? Then I will help you see how we can transition from being just an ordinary learner to becoming a professional. So I'll be talking more about what we see. What we see is just the success sometimes. The success, the fame. You feel like you are the one, right? And they talked about somebody acquiring $200 million. You feel like, wow, how I wish it can be me. So I'm going to hand over to you the blueprint of what they did to reach where they are. So you can now begin to see, is this path for me? Am I prepared enough for this journey? So I'm trying to help to see how we can know the problems we are likely to encounter, so that when we encounter them, we say, yes, of course, I know this is going to come. I'm prepared. I won't go back home. I'm prepared. I'm determined to succeed. So first thing first, your mindset. That's the first thing. The first thing is your mindset. And I always define the mindset as the window through which you look at the world. Okay? I see the mindset as the window through which you look at the world. So let me bring it down a bit so that you understand what we are saying. Now, if you put on a beautiful spec, like that of our director, you put on a beautiful spec, and you look at the world. What do you see? You see beauty everywhere, right? You see beauty everywhere. You see beauty. You say, wow, the world is beautiful. But when you look at the world from a dirty, messy glass, you say the world is messy. That's what you say. It's because of the mindset you're operating from. You are operating from a bad mindset. So until you remove that glass and you look at the world for what it is, you say, oh, the world is quite beautiful. So while all of us are complaining about problems, some people are seeing opportunities. So you call it problems, I see it as opportunities. So the mindset is very important. And that's where you begin to have conviction. What's my dream? Can I do it? I can do it. You see, by the time your mind tells you to doubt yourself, you feel like I can't do it. You see, what should help you then is that sometimes you have to doubt your doubt. What did I say? Please, you have to doubt your doubt. You have to doubt that thought. Like, no, that won't be true. I have a dream. I have something I'm living for. No, this is wrong. Because that doubt that has come into your mind is one of those village people. They are now in digital form. They will come to you. When it comes to your mind, you are trying to doubt your own ability. I've just explained now how Nigerians have built remarkable things that is even worth over $200 million, acquired by a tech giant Stripe. And something is still telling you, you cannot do it. Why? You've got to query that thought. Why? Then you discover that you don't even have a reason to fail. So when that doubt comes, you've got to doubt your doubt. You doubt the doubt. Because sometimes you've got to doubt your doubt. Don't believe your doubt. Don't believe it, that you're not good enough. That thought that is trying to write you off, don't believe it. Don't give it a voice. Kill that voice. Tell that voice, I can do it. I have done remarkable things. I have fought a lot of battles. Every day I fight it. I fight hunger. I fight lack of electricity. I fight whatever it is. And today I am a warrior. So please doubt that doubt. So once you have a good mindset, you're operating from a growth mindset, that even though you know today you have not acquired the necessary skill, but you are determined to learn it, own it, practice it to become a professional. So today you are looking at yourself, where am I? I'm just becoming a learner now. I'm just an ordinary learner. So I want to learn the skill I can use to solve problems. Whether you are enrolling for data analysis, whether you are here for UI UX design, whether you are here for web development, whatever it is. Whether you are a teacher, I want to be a professional. So that's one of the first things you've got to, have good mindset. Be positive about yourself. Don't write yourself off. Even if I doubt you, if I say you can't make it, you shouldn't allow that to happen to you. Even when I write you off, if everybody here condemns you and say you can't make it, you say, no, that is not true about me. You don't allow that to sink. Don't allow that to put you down. Believe in yourself. Please have this growth mindset. Don't have a fixed mindset that I've failed a lot of times before. I didn't pass CSC 101. No. That's not what we're talking about. You're being given a new slate today. You're being given a new opportunity. You've got to use it well. Of course, I'm not saying you should allow failure to define your own verdict. Don't allow failure to write your verdict. Of course, when you fail, it's part of the process. In fact, it's part of success. So I ask you again, please. You must operate from a growth mindset. That's the first thing you've got to do. Are we together? Are we together? The second thing. So when you now have this vision, your dream, this is exactly what I intend to become. I want to become a software developer, and you put a time bound to it, for example. Please, the next thing is to show up. You've got to show up all the times. You've got to show up all of the times. Do you know why you need to show up? That's talking about punctuality. That's talking about consistency. Do you know why you need to show up? I will give you one reason why you've got to show up. Now, when you need to build a house, you want to build a house. Of course, to build a house, it takes a lot of things. Of course, you need cement, right? You need sand, you need blocks, you need professionals, you need nails at some point. You need plants, you need roofing sheets. Now, when you come, you want to build a house. That's the picture I want you to have. Now, today you come and we are able to lay few blocks on our foundation. At some point, we are digging the foundation, right? So we start together and we dig this foundation together. Of course, it's going to happen like, oh, this is very tiring. But when you start this, and the next day we are coming again to show up, and today we say now we've reached a stage where we need to put burglaries. But that day you refuse to come. The next day again, you were giving yourself all of these excuses. Maybe you allow distractions to carry you away. There was something that was not as important as this. You allow distractions to sway you. And let me talk on distraction a lot, because it's one of those things you have to fight. Everybody is fighting for your attention. Even your friends, they are fighting for your attention. So attention is key. You need to safeguard your own attention. What do you pay attention to? Because what you pay attention to is where your energy actually grows. So you need to safeguard your own attention. You can't be available for everything. You need to be laser focused. I'm going out today again to pick yet another component of building my own house. So if you now refuse to show up, how do you have a house completed? It's not possible. And that's why punctuality is very, very key. Because we can't build the whole house in a day, right? Building Rome was not built in a day, right? But I always reverse it. I say, building Rome started in a day, even though it was not built in a day. But building it started in a day. So by the time you start it today, tomorrow you have to show up again until you finish that house. Don't build multiple houses at the same time. That's for those who learn a lot of skills. Maybe you are part of those. I have some online courses I attend now. It's about UI, UX. I'm also in a data analysis class. I'm also in a web design class. When do you finish all these houses? Of course, you've got to finish one at a time. Focus completely on one thing and do it until you achieve success. Then you can proceed to the next thing. Nobody is saying you should stop. Nobody is saying you should stop. So right now, you may have to go back to your room and say, what are the things I'm involved in right now that does not serve the purpose of making me becoming a professional? You may need to go back home. Okay, I think I watch a lot of footballs. Of course, that is good. I can build social skills, you know, be in the midst of friends and the likes. You may ask yourself again, what are other things that take away my attention, including kids? Now, the village people you talk about, that you complain about, they are now on your phones. They are now there with you. Notifications here and there. Before you know it, you just want to check a skit. Everybody is fighting for your attention because your attention is gold. Your attention is so precious. Once you allow it to grow on it, that is the end. You consume a lot of skits. How does that add to becoming a professional that we are talking about now? You want to build the next big tech products, and you are still on speed, morning, day, and night. That's an addiction you've got to fight. It's an addiction, you've got to fight it. So you need to begin to look out for all of those village people now. You can see now they come online. Sometimes they are offline. So please, you need to be laser focused. Streamline everything. I'm here for data analysis. I am not even the type that will say, I'm only here to learn Excel alone. No, you want to understand the entire landscape. And you cannot begin to say, okay, this is one of the components I've got to fix. Yes, I think I know how to do it now. Okay, once you're able to fix that, what's the next thing going forward? So we've talked about the mindset, we've talked about showing up at all times. Part of what you need to become a professional so that you can transition from just becoming an ordinary learner. Because becoming a learner, you won't have anything to show for it. We've learned so many things, right? You know, I can tell you, if I ask you now to tell me what you've learned before, you might tell me you've learned digital marketing before. How many of us have that experience, that you have learned something and again you have learned another thing, but yet you are not making anything out of all of those skills? It's because you've never become a professional at any of those things. You become jack of all trades, master of none. So jack of all trades, we don't need it anymore. I have this experience, I have this experience, I have this experience. Look at what these guys did. They built just one One solution. Sometimes to solve just one single problem. Look at Flutterwave. The payment was what I need to fix. Payment. And that's the end. Payment. Not everything. So we are limited in and of ourselves. By ourselves, we are very, very limited. But if you know how to manage yourself, you can do a lot of things. So we need to understand who we are as a person. We need to understand who are we, who am I as a person. Now, I am how much old? What time do I have left as a person? Maybe I'm 25 years now, and I still want to have my own impact. Of course, you've got to work hard. Hard work is part of what will pay you. So all of those guys, you hear their stories today, they put in the hard work. You need to learn how to do hard things. You should enjoy it. You should become comfortable being uncomfortable. When you're not comfortable, you should be comfortable with it. When things are getting difficult, maybe they taught you something, and then that particular thing is becoming quite difficult. You feel like, wow, this is becoming more than I think. But can I quit? I will not quit. That's not for me. I don't quit. I'll approach this problem head on. I'll solve it, even if it takes me days. Even if it takes me days to solve this problem, I'll make sure I solve it. Now, right now, we have a lot of tools that can assist you on your journey. And that's part of why you have AI. You see, I was reading a textbook on something, and I have to be honest with you, it was not just adding up. And when it is not adding up, that's where you need to pay more attention. Don't run away from it. Pay more attention. So I was taking it in line. I was reading in line. What is this? What could this mean? I have to copy that exact statement, ask AI tools to simplify what is being said here. Because those are the secrets. That's where you have to pay attention. That's why it is very important to do what? To pay attention. So that you don't lose out. I'm happy that all of us are quite focused right now, that we don't allow our phones to steal our own attention. Because I tell you, your tutors will hand over the key to you during the class. A concept will be explained during the class, but if you allow your attention to move away, it will just be as if you were not even in the class. So your attention is very key. So you have to mind your business. Your business is what you are being taught. Whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. You've got to do it well. You've got to do your best and do the rest. Don't leave it for anyone. I'm telling you, this is not easy. Patience is not easy. Perseverance is not easy. But those who pay those prices, tomorrow will be celebrated. Professionals that are being celebrated today, nobody is going to celebrate a fraud. There are ways people also make money, but nobody is going to give you any recognition for that. And I think you don't want such a name for yourself. People make money through fraud. Okay? But that is not a good thing to do. So now this is the right thing to do. Learn a skill. Learn it well. Put it into use. Build solutions. So I'm sure we have the next, tech founders in our midst today. That's why I have to expose you to all of this truth. I've talked about punctuality. I've talked about consistency. I've talked about the hard work. It's not easy to do the hard work. You need to learn to do the hard things. Those who get paid well are those who do the hard things. You need to learn to do the hard things. Please don't give up. Don't give up for anything. The next thing you need to do is humility. Don't allow pride to destroy you. You showed up late and you have been asked, Mr. John, why are you late to class? You frowned your face. You become suddenly arrogant. That will not serve you in the long run. Even though it is your mind that is telling you need to put up a defense. Yes. Am I not an adult? Those are not what you need to have as a learner. You won't go far. You won't go far. In fact, let me be honest with you. Most of the things they will teach you is just to show you a guideline. Your own determination to succeed matters more. When you are determined, To be successful, nobody can stop you, not even your teacher. So your determination, your humility will speak for you. When you are late, in fact, express this remorse. Express remorse. I don't know how you do it. Maybe you have to, stay somewhere outside, and then I can see that no, because you are deeply pained that you are showing up very late. I learned a lesson about late coming one time. I was going to meet Mr. Stefan Smith-Wolf. He came all the way from Germany to solve some problems in the country, and then somebody said, we've got to meet him, that we have something to discuss. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the man myself, so I was waiting for the man that would take me to the German. So we were on our way when we met him coming from his hotel. So we approached him. Hello, Mr. Stefan. He said, no, I'm not going to talk to you again. I've never seen an old man turning his back on young guys. He said, no. It was because we were just late. He was crazy. He was mad at us. Just because we showed up late. He was not ready to listen to any excuse. He was not ready for any excuse. That is the way they were trained. You need to show up. I don't know if you have come across this saying online. Recently, I think one maybe Nigerian or so, who was in Japan, and they had to travel in a train. And the train had to stop for maybe 3 minutes or thereabout, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. And the train attendants were apologizing almost every single minute. We are so sorry that we encountered this challenge. We are so sorry that this happened. And the Nigerian that was there was quite surprised. Like, what's going on? You don't need to, just 3 minutes. And when the train stopped, when they eventually got to the destination, they handed them something like a delay certificate. They gave them delay certificates so that they can tender it at their place of work. Because there, we don't want to hear any excuse. So everybody has a proof of why they were late to resume at work. So we need to also understand the value of time. We need to learn to manage our own time. I don't know what you're involved in right now. I don't know. If I had known, I might be able to help you. But you need to go back and check yourself. What are the things I'm engaged with right now? How do I sort through all of these things? Which one do I need to drop? How much time do I spend online right now? How much time do I spend on social media? How many groups do I belong that every time I get update, bam, your mind is off? And with that, it's like you are carrying virus with you all the time. And this thing is picking your attention at all times. Look at kids. In fact, if you go on YouTube now, they already know your preferences, your video preferences. They will continue to feed you more and more of it, right? If you are the type that likes to watch football, they will bring more and more of it. They already know you. They've studied you. But don't allow anyone to steal your own attention. So your future is calling you now. Your future is asking you, give me your attention. Distractions are also everywhere calling your attention. So what is your priority? Who do you give your attention to now? Some of us are going through emotional whatever. Maybe you have some relationships. You have some relationships and they're always, taking your attention to. You've got to look for this person, tell her, sorry, babe, sorry. And also this, yes, I'll be coming. You see, when you continue to, I don't know, I'm only saying it might be your own case. You've got to go back home and say, see, I'm sorry, write a professional letter that, see, I don't think we will continue with this relationship. And because of X, Y, and Z. I didn't know somebody has done that before. His girlfriend sent him a letter, saying, no, she's not interested. And he copied the letter, put it in maybe ChatGPT and asked, did you write this? And I said, yes, I wrote it. So all the distractions, you need to fight it yourself. There are the demons you have to fight with. Nothing is stopping us. What is stopping us is around us, is with us. And Yoruba people will say something. So we are the problem. We need to begin to see how can we avoid laziness, procrastination. There are big demons we need to fight head on. We're not just fighting it, we are winning over these demons. How many of us how many of us came here at exactly 10 a.m. this morning? How many of us? I was here 10 a.m. this morning. Or before 10 here, 10 a.m. No. Good. Good. I appreciate that. So these are things we need to pay attention to. We learn to pay attention to all of these details. Our teacher said he's going to be here, or the class is starting by 10 a.m., for example, or we start our class by 9 a.m. I am here before 9 a.m. I mean business. I'm not here to joke. So even while the class is going on, I'm always ready to what? Pay 100% attention. In fact, I tell people, if you pay the same attention you pay when you are playing games, you can see that people are quite focused when you are playing games. In fact, when people call you, you only say, huh? You are still on the game. Because you know, any moment you blink, it is over. Just imagine yourself on a podium. You are in a ring. You have an opponent to fight, to engage. And people are even shouting your names. Will you look at them? No. Because you know the next thing, when you come back to say you want to see the reality, it is a knockoff or a knockout. So you need to pay the same attention. If you can see how much attention you pay to games, the same attention, just give it to your learning. You will be unstoppable. So that when your teacher comes into class and he says, okay, today we are learning this concept, you are 100% in the class. But today it's unfortunate that we have the body in the class, but the mind is online. I wish we can build an application that can report where your mind is. Then you know that some people, they are on Facebook, while he is seated here or she is seated here. Some people, the mind has traveled far. You have to tell your mind, see, once I enter the class, all distractions, I'm shutting it. All my distractions, I have to shut it down 100%. So if you can pay attention to all of these things they're going to be teaching you, I can tell you for free that you are becoming a professional. So the next thing I want to talk about is possibly what challenges you will be facing while trying to learn, while you are trying to become a professional. One of it is that learning takes time. It takes time. You know, we are all built differently. The way we assimilate differs a lot. I don't know your story, for example. I don't know whether you are the type that can read very fast and assimilate very fast. But the truth is this. What will get you through this stage is your determination. In fact, you know, I give this example to people. Look at Didier Drogba, for example. I always tell people Didier Drogba is not skillful as such, but he's one of the best players we have. Didier Drogba. He learned how to master his own skill. You can learn anything. If you learn anything, you will do it, in fact, as if it were your own talent, as if you were a genius. So if you learn something today, let's say a new concept, and it's not really hard enough, you need extra time to go through it, because it takes time for you to reap the benefit of sowing. And that is the painful thing some of us cannot really do. We want to learn something today and transform it like a magic tomorrow, like a magic wand. We want to wave it and begin to earn millions. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. It might take some time. But once you don't give up, I can assure you'll get there. Another thing is you will experience self-doubt. You doubt yourself. Can I really achieve this? And I told you, whenever you experience self-doubt along this journey, is this not too much for me? You give yourself and tell yourself, I have no fear. I will do it. I will what? Do it, no matter what. When you go along this journey, you might felt a little bit behind in life, because you begin to consider some of your friends who are not here, for example, and maybe they've gotten a job after NYSC. Of course, it's possible. And you continue to compare yourself with them. You're comparing yourself. You say, today again, I'm still learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Can I really make anything out of this? You begin to experience this self-doubt. Of course, it happens to all these tech vendors that you see out there. they also witnessed it. But they know those were not true. It will take time. You will face criticism a lot. People criticize you. Are you sure this thing will pay? It's not going to pay. Oh. People will tell you. In fact, when you go online, you will likely come across a video that is discouraging you to stop what you are learning right now. Everybody's what? Trying to fight for your attention. They say, if you are still doing this 2026, stop now. Are you still learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript right now? Stop it now. And if you allow that to sink, to confuse you, to pick you away, you are done for. At some point, I was also confused like that. And anytime I come across a video, I want to start something, then if I scroll a little bit, I see another one telling me, don't start it. It is too late. What is this confusion? Somebody saying, this is the skill you need to learn right now. And somebody saying, this is the skill you need to avoid in 2026. Going home. There's problem. They mess up with your brain. Right? Please trust the process. In fact, sometimes we can't run away from the fundamentals. And that is why anytime you see that a problem is being solved, maybe AI is able to do it now, professionals don't fret over such. The reason is because they are problem solvers initially, and they engage themselves in system thinking. So what they do is to make use of these AI tools. Instead of saying, all I do is I am an Excel data entry person. Do you understand? If that's your role, because you are still a learner, you can get threats. You can get threatened because you feel like somebody is taking your job right now. Do you understand? But once you become a professional, you are not about that. Even once any of these tools are available, you feel like, yes, that makes my work much more easier today. Like now there's a tool I can make use of that can help me do this job easier, better than before. I'm using it. So AI or any other tool that comes out doesn't come to you as a threat. It comes to you as a tool you can make use of to achieve more success in less time. Are we on the same page? So the skill you've picked, make sure you see it to the